is interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Mr. Paul Kofi Mante. Mr. Mante, you are welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Albert. I'm excited to be here this afternoon. Thank you.
You are welcome. So all that I have read, I can say you are best fit for this topic. So we are here to learn more. Just some few housekeeping, or before we begin, we need to take these notes that this session is streaming live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. So you have anyone who cannot join us on Zoom, tell them that we are available on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. The session will run for 1 hour, 30 minutes, including Q&A. So just be ready for that. And feel free to drop your questions in the chat box anytime. And we'll try and make time for it. And if you're enjoying the conversation too from wherever you are, let us know. At this point, I smoothly hand over to Mr. Michael Abbiw to take over.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody, and I'm excited to come your way again. I think if you see the background this time, my background is different, but still the same content. Today, I'm super excited because, and I first want to say thank you to Mr. Mante for agreeing to come and share your knowledge, agreeing to come and bless us with your knowledge. We're entering the year, and I'm seeing you have 4 biological, 6 non-biological. That is 10, and generally, Christmas then becomes very expensive because of expectations of the nuclear family, the extended family, the friends, and then also from staff. So this question has not come, has come in the right time for us to be able to discuss our finances and how we can be able to manage those finances as we go into the Christmas and also January 2026, which usually promises to be a very, very long month. So, Mr. Mante, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so let's start off by, giving me your initial thoughts about financial discipline for the festive season. How do we celebrate Christmas more excitingly? We have fun, we do what we're supposed to do, go to church and do whatever, and still come back to January and not start borrowing and scrambling around. Your initial thoughts, please.
Many thanks to you. So in the next 3 minutes or so, this will be my initial thoughts, but let me use the opportunity to thank you and your company for this opportunity as well. First of all, I want to talk about why we overspend during the holidays, and it's a number of them. One of them is the emotional triggers. The festive season stirs feelings, rough nostalgia, celebration. People can be emotional, and once you handle money with emotions, you end up losing money. And again, you find the social pressure and then the culture expectations. These are things we need to deal with. It's important to spend, to be smart at spending during the Christmas. And to prioritize your spending during the Christmas, it's important to focus on what matters. Prioritize experiences over expensive gifts. Shop early if you haven't done that already. Consider homemade rather than going out there to spend money. You got to avoid debt as much as possible, because debts are not free. If you get yourself into that, you need to know that you will end up paying. And it's also important to build the January safety net. You got to know that you have to budget for January. The school fees will come, the utility bills will come, the transportation will come in January. So as you spend the Christmas, you also have to think about January. So you can't grow wealth by spending to look good or to look rich. Image will cost you during this Christmas. Discipline will pay you. Celebrate Christmas without starting January broke. And please take note that Christmas should leave us with a beautiful, or should leave us with beautiful memories rather than broken finances. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, my brother. It's been exciting because and always I tell my audience that, or participants, let's take pen and the paper. Let's have our notes. I always tell you, I always have mine. I'm taking notes. We're talking about emotional triggers. We're talking about social pressure. We are talking about cultural expectation. I was waiting for one, and I just wanted to find out what about the religious expectations.
Of course, I mean, culture is a way of life. So I see
Yes.
the religious expectation within the culture. It's important to do all the donations
Mm,
and give. But like I said
yes.
earlier on, please make sure that Christmas, you celebrate Christmas without starting January broke.
Okay.
God is a
Yes.
God who plans. So Christmas should not leave it should leave beautiful memories and not broken
Mm,
finances. Thank you.
mm. But let's break it down now, and so that people can start identifying themselves within this, because you talk about spending smart, focusing on experience, looking at homemade, and so I want us to look at what do people overspend during holidays. I'm just going to start. For instance, we think that the whole year we've been cooking in the house, we've been, doing our normal things. So you realize that during Christmas, all these restaurants, very expensive ones, are full. And the reason is because people are looking to change the pattern during Christmas. Looking to this time, let me take let me take my children out. And by the time you come back, just one lunch, it's around
Yeah,
2,500, city.
yeah,
Why do people overspend? I know you've spoken about the triggers, but, let's
yeah.
calm down. Why would they overspend?
Well, I mean,
Is it not okay if Christmas I want to go out with my family for once,
it's
and this
okay.
time I want to go to Kempiski for a
Yeah,
change?
why not? It's okay. Or go and spend a weekend in Century or something. It's okay. But we are saying that don't start January broke. It's as simple as
Mm,
that. So
mm,
if you plan for it, you can spend on it. If you didn't plan for it, then it becomes a problem. But let me deal
mm,
with your question again on why do people overspend. I mean, I've
mhm,
talked about the emotional spending.
mhm,
People spend to feel good. They want to impress. They want to go
mm,
to Senchi. They want to go to Kimpiski and take pictures and post on social media and all that. It's an emotional spending. Again, there is also impulse buying where people
mhm,
buy based on promotions,
mhm,
discounts. So they go to the mall. There are things there they didn't plan to buy them, but because you are told that it's a discount sale, you end up picking things you do not need. Many don't
mm,
plan, they react to offers. You cannot react to offers this Christmas. And again, the social comparison. I mean, people are looking at what others are doing. People are traveling. People are buying, and they are also buying. And then again, the cultural and family obligations. You may have to host family members. There is traveling. Friends will call you. Charlie, we are spending the Friday night here. We are spending Saturday at wherever. And you need to be careful about this culture and family obligations because it can put
mm,
unnecessary pressure on you. And maybe the other reason is poor financial planning. There is no Christmas budget. And one of the things, if you want to take charge of your Christmas, is to be able to make the statement, this is not in my budget. And if it's
mm.
not in your budget, it's not in your budget. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So one interesting thing you brought up, and I wanted to pick your thoughts, further on that, is Christmas budget. When
Mm.
should we do the Christmas budget? Is it in June?
Well,
Yes.
ideally, you should start early, and it depends on the income levels. I mean, if you are a big man like Mr. Abbiw, you may not even have a budget, and you can still have a good Christmas. So I think that people need to be clear how they want to spend their Christmas early. 2 years ago or so, a lady came to see me, and she was going to spend the Christmas with her children in Dubai. If you're going to spend with Christmas with your children in Dubai and you are average income earner, you may have to use a year to plan, not even June. You may have to start in January. But if you want to do maybe a Kusombo just for a weekend, then you may say that, okay, June, July, or August, I can start putting something away towards that. So I think so much depends on what the kind of Christmas you want to have. And there is nothing wrong. People should not get me wrong. I believe in high life. There is nothing wrong with enjoying life. There is nothing wrong with looking good. But you need to plan for it. Don't spend and be broke. Yeah, it's as simple as that. Yeah.
So, how do we, and one of the biggest challenge, and I think the problem is also from us, and I know you are doing a lot of work going around everywhere, trying to get people to, do financial planning and be able to plan, because we've not. And then we have, we're in December, and most of us who are online really have not sat down and say, okay, I'm planning for Christmas, and we are here. So basically, you have your salary, you might get some 13th month, and if your organization is doing well, you'll be getting some bonus. How can individuals during the festive season distinguish between their needs and their wants?
Thank you very much. I mean, you made an interesting statement that I've been talking about investment. I mean, I had a gentleman in my office 2 days ago, and I was showing a WhatsApp message from a teacher, somebody I met, I think in 2015, who started his journey towards financial independence, who at the moment is making about 75,000 every month as interest. If you have built this backup plan, you can decide to take 1 month interest or 2 month interest. And for the lack of a better word, somebody will say you can spoil yourself and have a good time during Christmas, because you are not spending the January income, and you are not going into your savings. You are just picking 1 or 2 months of interest and spending it during the Christmas. But back to your question on the needs and the wants, so one of the tests you can use. So when it comes to needs, we are basically talking about things like food, basic clothing, rent, utilities, transportation, among others. When we talk about want, then we are looking at the expensive outfits, the luxury food, the extra trips, the high-end gadgets, expensive gifts, among others. One of the practical rules you can use is this: if you can postpone it without suffering, it's a want, it's not a need. Let me repeat that. If you can postpone it without suffering, then it's a want and not a need. And you can also use the 3 C's rule. Forgive me, the light in my office keeps going off. You can use the 3 C's rule. That is compare prices. So when you are spending, compare prices, check from more than one source. Don't limit yourself to one source. So the first C is compare prices. Second C is control quantities as much as possible. So you may have to buy fewer than buying a lot. You need to be moderate as much as possible. That is controlling the quantities. And the third one is cash budgeting, where you allocate fixed amount for the things you need to do. So you are going to send you or wherever, and you allocate a budget that we are spending 2,000, we are spending 5K, we are spending 10K, and you make sure you stay within your budget. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And quite interesting, and I have put it here, and it's something that if you didn't catch it, let me give it to you. In terms of identifying your needs and wants, Mr. Mante is saying that if you can postpone it without suffering, then it is a want. So one of the things that we need to do is to now sit down and look at, okay, what is my plan for Christmas? What have I put together for Christmas? Which one, if I postpone, I will not be able to suffer from it. Sugar, can be a want. It would make you broke in January, then you cut that thing out.
Yeah.
Yes. You also raised the issue about budgeting.
Yeah.
And it's quite interesting because now almost all of us, have limited budgets in terms of how much you must spend, and or what is requiring you to spend, and the resources that you have, and more so when it comes to this December, it increases. Let me tell you a story. So there was one Christmas. Usually, I had a very simple principle that when it's Christmas, my Christmas bonus and all my Christmas hampers, everything goes to my parents, because me and my family, we can survive on whatever I have. So, Christmas comes
Yeah.
up. I'm going to buy some things for my kids. I go to my senior brother. I say, you know what? You have two kids. I want to take them out. We go to Accra. We go buy all the Christmas dresses. So my children get 5 each. His children, 2 of them also get 5 each. We come home. I give the provisions to my parents, and then I give some to him and then the wife. And then since the wife is the one that would cook, I also gave an envelope to the wife, so 1,000 Ghana cedi, so that he can be able to cook for the family and everything. And since my senior brother, basically I do your expenses for you, so I put money in an envelope. So usually, everything is an envelope. I don't open it, so you can't, So I give it to my senior brother. Now he goes into the instead of just keeping it for me to leave, he takes the envelope. He goes into his room, goes to open the envelope, and comes back. Then he says, Charlie, Mike, you big man like you, it's only 200 Ghana cedi you give you. How do we manage family pressures from friends during this festive season? How do I survive it? Because I don't want to go to
Yeah.
January struggling and looking for money to pay my children's school fees.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, we've said a lot already. I think that it's
Yes.
important to look at the leaks and how you can block them. The daily small fast food purchases. I mean, this is a culture is people stay home and they order food, and Uber or Bolt or Yango will bring it at home. They'll pay for the food, they'll pay for the transportation, the unplanned drinks, the multiple impulse gifts. You see, don't let anybody drive you to spend when you haven't budgeted for it. You don't allow anybody and it's important. January for a lot of people, it's like 60 days. For some people, it's like 90 days. One of the important things I want audience to take away is the reverse budgeting. You need to save first for January before spending the December money. So if you haven't made provision for January, you don't spend the December money. As for the peer pressure and family and social expectations, it's there. But it's important that you set financial boundaries without conflict. So you need to set boundaries without necessarily creating conflict. How do you do it? There are 4 respectful phrases people can use in order to manage the pressure, the family and the social expectations. One of the phrases you can use is, this year, I am keeping things simple. So immediately you see the pressure coming, then the statement drops. This year, I am keeping things simple. As simple as that. Another phrase you can use is that I've planned a modest Christmas. I've planned a modest Christmas. People can have a good time, but I've planned a modest Christmas. The third one is I am focusing on the January responsibilities. And these are statements you can make to ward off the pressure without necessarily creating conflict. And you can also say, my budget this year is very tight. But my heart is full. I mean, I can show you love, but my budget is tight. The truth is that people who love you won't drive you into debt. And we need to keep that in mind. The people who love you will not drive you into debt. So when people are putting pressure on you to drive you into debt, That is not a laugh, and you need to know about this. You have to resist the peer and the social pressure as much as possible. Maybe let me touch on some practical strategies you can use, and then I will hand it over to
before you go there,
yeah.
sometimes we the participants we are taking notes. So
Mm,
when you were giving the 4, you were going a bit fast. For those of us who are taking
mm.
notes on the phrases that we can use for this Christmas, because myself, I need to start rehearsing it and keep on rehearsing it. So if you can take those 4 phrases again, so that
Yeah, so the
we can note
four,
it down.
yeah,
Yeah.
the 4 that you can use to ward
So,
off if
mm,
you want the pressure. Number 1 is this year I am
mhm,
keeping things simple.
mm.
So when you see the pressure coming, Charlie, what's up? Are we going to Kwewu? Are we going here? Are we going to Senchi? Charlie, Friday night, what's up? Oh, this year, Charlie, bro, I'm keeping things simple.
It's simple.
It's not complicated. And
Yeah.
I'm keeping things simple. The
Yeah,
second phrase is I've planned a
just to tell
modest
those
Christmas.
just to tell those that are online that know me, I'm saying it now so you know it before you come to me. This year I'm keeping things simple. So this Christmas I'm keeping
Simple.
things simple.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
were going to the second one.
And yeah, the second phrase is I've planned a modest Christmas.
Mm,
Hey, yeah, where the cake, the drinks, the champagne, what is happening? So this year I've planned a modest Christmas. I've
Christmas.
planned a
Mm,
modest Christmas. It's an important phrase to push away the pressure as much as possible.
yeah.
And the third one is I am focusing on the January responsibilities. And sometimes
Mm,
you can ask the people themselves, actually, what's up? Have you started planning for January? The
yeah.
school fees will come. The school fees
Mm,
will come quite early. Don't let January be 60 days or 90 days for you. It becomes long depending on how you plan for it.
mm.
Yeah, so I am focusing on January responsibilities, and then you
You
can
know,
ward off the pressure.
you know what I did with my team? So the 13th month, instead of going ahead and paying it,
Yeah,
we called a meeting, the
yeah.
general staff meeting, and then we all discussed the
Mm.
pros and cons. And then we said, okay, then let's vote. Do we pay it in December or we pay it in January
Or
when we return, when we know that the month becomes a very long month? And
mm.
interestingly, I think only out of the 47 of us, only 2 said now, and then all the others say let's take it to January.
You have a
So I think
fantastic tip.
yeah. So I think that it's a good thing. Focus on
Yeah.
January. Once you look at your yes, and then the
Or
third one
December.
is my budget is
That is
tight.
that is the fourth one.
That's a good phrase.
Yeah.
That's the
My
fourth.
budget
Yeah,
this
yeah,
year
that's
is very tight,
is tight.
but my heart
Yeah.
is full.
Hey,
I
let
can
me add
show you
that one.
love.
My
I
heart is
can
full.
show
I
you
didn't add that
love.
one.
Yeah, I can show you love, but my budget is tight. My budget this
Tight.
year
Yeah.
is very
Uh,
tight. Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no, these are practical
Else,
things that
a lot of people, yeah, for a lot of people, Christmas becomes so long. Then, sorry, January
mm,
becomes so long.
so long.
And then it impacts on February. And you see, the
Productivity.
worst thing that can happen to
Mhm.
you, yeah, the
Mm,
worst thing that can happen to you is when you go through this pressure, you have to end up taking a loan. I mean, and all these
yeah.
loans are available, Momo loan,
Mm,
this loan, that loan. But
mm,
remember that whenever you take a loan, it's just your future income you are taking today, because
yeah.
loans are not for free.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I said this the other day, you can laugh over it. If you take a loan to buy a TV, anytime you're watching the TV, it's your future you are watching. It's your future
Yeah,
income.
yeah.
It's your future income that you
Yeah,
are watching. I
yeah,
mean,
that's true.
it's not just a TV, it's your future
Uh,
income. Yeah, so we need to be disciplined. Look,
mm,
and there are different levels. I mean, the accounts will say all the fingers are not the same,
that's
and when
it.
it comes to their leveling,
Mm,
so
mm,
there are big people who can use 1 week of their 1/4 of their salary, and it is good money. Don't be under any pressure. Don't be in competition with anybody. Don't be in competition with anybody. Let me repeat it. Don't be in competition with anybody. This Christmas, if you haven't budgeted for it, let your salary dictate what you will eat, not your appetite.
Yeah.
If you haven't budgeted for it this Christmas, let your salary dictate what you eat and not your appetite. And I've told you that people who love you won't drive you into debt. So don't let anybody put you under pressure. So you get yourself into unplanned debt, and then you create problems for in January for everybody. And you know, Mr. Abbiw, it even has an impact on productivity. When people are thinking and things, things know they be, and the school fees is up, the children need to go to school. And I'm telling you, by the second week of January, the children are going to school. By the second week of January, they are going to school.
Yeah, so you must get ready.
You know, and when there is all this pressure, then it impacts on even productivity in the office.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And for me, that's the reason why I say, you know what? It's their money. The organization wants to pay, but let's program it. And we did the same thing last year. Last year, the year was good. So apart from the 13th month, there was the bonus. So what we then decided to do is that we pay the 13th month in December, and then we take the bonus to January. So that by the time they come back and all monies have been spent, there's still money there waiting, for them, and therefore they become a bit liquid before you get to the end of the month where we pay them. Yeah, but you were going to some strategies that can help us to resist this pressure.
Yeah, some practical strategies to help resist the peer pressure and the social pressure. And the few things that come to mind immediately. One is avoid unnecessary social media comparisons. So don't let your life be driven by social media and the things they are posting. A lot of the things may be somebody will say borrow, the things that people have borrowed. So don't let
this Dubai thing,
put you
people actually
pressure.
We'll go and borrow from people and travel to Dubai just also to be able to send a picture.
Yeah, to show off that we have arrived. They haven't arrived. It's not true. So avoid that unnecessary social media comparison. And let me dare also say, please don't put unnecessary pressure on your spouses. Sometimes wives are putting pressure on their husbands. Husbands are putting pressure on their wives because of what they are seeing on social media. Don't put yourself under unnecessary pressure. And I will also encourage you another strategy that you can use this December. Attend fewer events, but with meaning. So look at events that will be meaningful to you and attend. Attend fewer as much as possible, but attend events that will help you connect with the people who mean a lot to you. Don't jump at every event. Hey, there is an event here, you are there. Oh, there is something happening, and then you are there. The next, there's something happening in Cape Coast, and you jump into a vehicle and you are going to Cape Coast. Attend fewer events as much as possible, but with meaning. And don't compare with the past.
No, for me as a salesperson, for instance, I keep on telling the salespeople and any business person that, let me show you something. If you're going to attend an event during this festive season, go to the event you know that you can make a connection that will help you in January. That you're going to connect to with somebody that would help you in January. That business link. And if you will not get it there, then that environment is not good for you, apart from maybe going to church.
So events that will also increase your network, because your network will determine your net worth. So you need to go to events where you have the opportunity to network. Maybe the other thing that comes to mind I wanted to mention was as much as possible, don't compare with past Christmas spending. Oh, last year we did this. Last 2 years we did this. So we have to do it. No, don't compare because 2025 is not the same as 2024. So these are the few things that come to mind. There's some strategies we can use to navigate our way around December. So January will be a good month for us as well.
Okay. Let me come to this position, and I'm sure that you should have realized that on the news reels. When you open your radio, your TV, all the banks are promoting loans. Come and take this loan. We've reduced the interest rate for Christmas. It ends on the 31st of December, and they are promoting and pushing people. Now there are other products, for instance. Hisense is saying we bought a new stock, we reduced stock, interest we discounted it by 40%. So you realize that people now go into debt traps and sometimes even high interest borrowing in order to get through Christmas. How do we avoid that? How do we avoid these traps? Because it's all over the media now. Everybody's selling and trying to push products and services, trying to push loans. I put one of the radio stations I was going to work this week, and there was one bank after the other, indicating the availability of loans. And one of them is saying that take the loan for January now. I don't know if you get me. It's ending it on the 31st of December.
I get you.
So the loan for January, take it now so you can use it to pay. But once the person has the cash, so how do we avoid these traps that have been set all around us?
Thank you. Thank you so much. A very tricky one. In fact, so let me say this. I don't think loans are completely bad. Every rich person I've met, the millionaires or billionaires, all of them, they use loans. It's what you use the loan to do. That's where the issue is. It's not the loan itself. All these big boys who are doing big projects, a lot of them, they are not using their own savings for this project. These are debt that they are using for the project. So loans themselves are not bad. What you use the loan to do is where the problem is. But let me put it in context so we can relate it to the topic for discussion, why borrowing for Christmas can be risky. There are some dangers. So, okay. If you are not careful, January salary will already be spent because you took a loan. So if you are taking a loan now, you are paying in January, or you are using the next 6 months to pay, you need to know that it's the future income that you are taking today. So if you are taking it to spend, if you are taking it to look good, if you are taking it to impress, then January is going to be a difficult month for you, and it's a danger you need to avoid. And again, you also need to be careful about high interest loans. If the loan is low interest and you need it, why not? We have already mentioned the fact that we need to separate needs and then wants. And you need to focus on your needs and not wants. If you can live without it, you may not really need it, and you need to avoid it. And if you are not careful, one of the dangers you find yourself in is making borrowing or debt a lifestyle. So it becomes part of you that, when things get tough, after all, I can fall on a loan and get my way out. And when you are not able to avoid this temptation, then borrowing can turn one day pleasure into months of stress. If you cannot manage this pressure, let me repeat it, then the borrowing can turn one day pleasure, one day looking good, 1 week looking good, exciting people and making people happy, into months of stress, and you have to handle the stress alone. There are some common Christmas debt traps especially in Ghana, that people need to be mindful of mobile money loans. I mean, it's looking like just a quick loan you can take.
Yeah.
You need to be mindful of. If you don't need it, if you need it, why not? There is no problem with that. But if you don't need it, don't take it. And you can also have Susu advance, Susu Badu who advance the money to you, and then you pay little by little. Another trap that a lot of people fall for is buy now, pay later.
Yeah.
You take the fridge, you take the TV, you take the washing machine. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
You take it.
Oh, you
You are not
travel.
paying
Now,
now.
if the
6
travel
months to
has
pay.
travel and when you come back, you come and pay later.
Go and have fun, go and enjoy, and then you pay for it later. The truth
Yeah.
is, you by all means pay.
Yeah.
I will normally recommend that you use the loans to do things that will generate back money than for consumption. Don't take loans for consumption. You take it to do things that will will generate money back. So
Yes.
this buy now, pay later schemes, you need to be careful about them because it
Yeah.
can easily get you into a hole, and you will struggle to get out of the loan. And the salary advances,
Okay.
you are lucky that your people said that even the 13th month, let's pay it in January. Some will take the 13th month and they will take salary advance in addition, salary loans in addition, just to impress people.
Yeah. They should have been on this score.
I talk about, sorry.
I said those people should have been on this score.
Yes. Well, I pray that the recordings will be available for others to watch as well. So let's be careful about that. I am a portfolio manager. Better said we manage about 7 billion. I've just crossed 8 billion. I meet a few wealthy people here and a few millionaires almost every day. And the thing I love about my job, the things I learned from these people, I've never seen a millionaire who is wasteful, who does not plan their lives. All of them are people who plan their finances, who plan their spending, who are not emotional with money. You don't handle money with emotions. Anytime you handle money with emotions, you lose money. So you don't handle money with emotions. So avoid as much as possible this buy now and pay later schemes. Avoid it. If you can't pay in full today, it probably means you cannot afford it. And don't buy it if you can't pay for it. And you need to avoid using January salary in December. I think that I have mentioned that point and I won't belabor it. You should never borrow for clothes, for drinks, for decorations, and for parties. There are 4 things that come to mind. You should never borrow. Don't borrow for clothes. Don't borrow for drinks. Don't borrow for decorations. And don't borrow for parties. That is not smart borrowing. Smart borrowing is borrowing to do that will bring back money, and not things that will deepen the hole you are already in.
Thank you very much. I'm going to go to my last question, but before that, I just need to announce to our participants that you can bring in your questions as usual. Mr. Mante is here, and he would, look at them for you, so you can bring in your questions. But Mr. Mante, as I bring my questions to a close, I want to look at building a safety net through savings and planning. How can one create a simple Christmas savings plan to prevent financial stress in January?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And if you allow me, I will expand it a bit. So some of the practical things you have to do. And of course, I am mindful of the fact that we're already in December, but you need to start early. You
Yeah.
don't start planning for your Christmas in December. It will put pressure on you. Start early. If you can, middle of the year, especially if you have children and you want to give them memorable Christmas. You know, memories are forever. I mean, there are some things if you don't do for your kids now, you may not have the opportunity to do for them again.
Yeah.
Immediately they go to secondary school, university, you may not have that opportunity. So you have to start early, and you can be putting small monies away on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. If you started early, for example, putting between 50 cedis and 200 cedis away every week, it can help you build up something decent towards your Christmas. And you also have a savings account. In fact, I have several investment accounts. So I have investment accounts for the long term, and I have investment account. In fact, I have one account I call the High Life. That is for enjoyment.
I need to get
So
closer
that is
to that account.
Because if you are not careful, I know I talk about money and sometimes people get me wrong. If you are not careful, it's like your life, you are always under pressure if you don't plan it well. So I mentioned that if you permit me, I will expand it a bit. So I know we
Yes.
are dealing with Christmas, but let me use a minute to expand it a bit to say that when it comes to people coming to see me for financial planning, there are normally 5 important areas I would mention that you pay attention towards. Number one is retirement, old age, because whether you like it or not, you will retire one day. And I believe that almost everybody on this webinar has seen somebody who is on retirement, who is struggling. If you have seen somebody like that, please take note that at the point they were working like you, and at the point you will retire like them. If you retire like them and your life turns out like what you are seeing now, it is called seesaw retirement. It means the retirement you saw is what you are seeing during your old age. And everybody on this webinar needs to avoid that seesaw retirement. What you are seeing in the lives of people who are struggling, you must not go through that. So we talk about retirement planning because, Mr. Abbiw, the last time, and I am happy that in 2026, we look for a day to deal with retirement planning into details. Because the last time I checked, the number of people who get monthly pension from state were less than 300,000. Meanwhile, the number of Ghanaians who are more than 60 years were more than 2 million. I mean, close to about 2.5 million. So you have just about 10% of those who are more than 60 who get monthly pension. The rest are not on any pension. And even the 10% or so who get monthly pension, it's nothing to write home about because income levels are low. You know, so plan for your retirement, plan for housing. If you are the average worker, don't go and build a 7-bedroom house. I call it a dream house. Let it remain in your dream. A simple 3-bedroom house, because the house you live in is not an income generating asset. So you plan for housing, but don't go and build a huge house. It will eat you up. The third area of planning, you plan for your children's education. Plan and give the children quality education.
So the second was what?
So the first is retirement, old age, and now I'm talking about general financial planning. Retirement, number 2 is housing planning. And I'm saying don't confuse dream first house.
Okay.
Because if you start that 7-bedroom house, you will never finish. And as you are building, you are still paying rent. And you know what? By the time you are done with the house, all the children will be gone. Because you should never forget that anytime the children go to secondary school, they are gone. They are not coming back. You know the number of children I have. At the moment, I have only 2 with me. Christmas, the house will be filled. I mean, last Christmas, we are about 11 in the house. So Christmas, people will come, the place is full, but they come temporarily and they are gone. So you don't need that 7-bedroom house that you're going to use between 10 years and 20 years to build. Simple 3-bedroom house. The third area of planning is the children's education. I'm saying give the children quality education. I mean, there are financial planners and we don't charge money for doing this. Who can sit down with you and plan for all this? The fourth area of planning is planning to give back to society. I mean, life It's not just about you and your wife and your children and the number of cars you have and the number of properties you have. Life is also about putting smiles on the faces of other people. We are blessed to be a blessing to other people. So another area of planning is planning to give back to the less privileged, to some elderly people who don't have people to support them, and be deliberate about putting a smile on the face of somebody. And the fifth area of planning is what I call high life. High life simply means you make money and chop some. So, but plan for high life. Don't defer all the joy of today for tomorrow, because we have today, we don't have tomorrow. You know, and you can laugh over this, but when you look at the number of marriages, especially Christian marriages, you realize that the whole marital life is like a triangle. When you're looking for the couple, you find them in three places. It's church, work, home. These three places, they are either in church, they are at work, or they are home. So that marriage becomes a triangular marriage. Church, work, home. Church, work, home, 10 years. Church, work, home, 20 years. When they retire, it becomes a straight line. Church, home, church. There is no high life. There is no enjoyment. And there are people who may be listening to us who have been for 10 years. They've never taken their spouses out. So don't confuse the conversation we are having. We are not saying don't enjoy Christmas. We are not saying don't enjoy life. We are saying plan for the enjoyment. Be deliberate about the enjoyment. It's as simple as that. So you make money, enjoy some of the money. I mean, because you have today, you don't have tomorrow. Don't be one of those who made a mistake. And Mr. Abbiw, I've been observing, there are people you know, where couples, especially married couples, it's when one dies that you see true love from the one who is living, who is not dead. Because the money they will spend on the funeral, the casket, the funeral brochure, the buffet available at the funeral. And I've asked this question a few times, that, Mom or Dad, why are you spending so much on Christmas? And that is when they will tell you, my wife was a good woman. My husband was a good man. I want to honor my wife. I want to honor my husband. But when the person was alive, the person was never taking weekend to enjoy life. So we are saying that plan for it. So these are 5 important areas. Generally, if you came to me and you want financial planning, I would touch on and encourage you to plan towards. But what are some of the lifestyle changes to ensure smooth January? And then I'll be running up. What are some of the practical, realistic things we can do this month to make sure that January is good and it's smooth? Reduce the December entertainment if you haven't planned for it. If you have planned for it, me then you know get issues. Somebody will say, if you have planned for it, go all out, enjoy it. Because Nipan so beje then we are say, we are here one day we'll be gone. So it is good if the Lord grants you life, you enjoy the life. But reduce the December entertainment if you haven't planned for it, and cook more at home than eating out. You can do the outing once in a while, but cook more at home than eating out. If you have children, Charlie, if you can spend 200, 300 cedis on kebabs, you get plenty, and the children will be so excited. They will be so excited. They will be so excited. Let them chew until they are tired. So cook more at home than going out to go and eat, and delay non-essential purchases to February. So as much as possible, if you need to do a purchase and you believe that it's not essential, you can live with it without it. Don't spend money on it in December, and don't even spend money on it in January, because January is normally a very long month. Defer it to February, and avoid January installment payments. Avoid January installment payment. Keep January rent, school fees, and transport in mind when you are spending in December. Keep January transport, keep January school fees, and keep January rent, if you are still paying rent, as much as possible in mind. Mr. Abbiw, I'll hand it over to you now.
Thank you very much. And This has been exciting, and already we have a number of questions that have come through. I just want to talk about MJ Consulting. There are two things that we're looking at next year, and I'm hoping that we can get all of you along. The first one I want to talk about is the National Sales Leaders Conference. As you're aware, we've launched it. This year, we are seeking to bring 2,000 participants to the Accra International Conference Center. Registration is already started. It's going to be limited in terms of the various sessions. We are limiting those who can attend various sessions. And I'm just thinking that Mr. Mante should be, we're going to invite him to do one of the sessions. So Mr. Mante, this Sales Leaders Conference basically brings sales professionals across the country to Accra International Conference Center for 2 days for various type of sessions and knowledge sharing, and it's an exciting environment, and I'm inviting all participants. Start having a conversation with your organization. Make sure you are there. Registration is opened. If you want to sponsor also, please get through to us. If you want to be part of it, we're looking at people launching their products at the National Sales Leaders Conference, because this year, next year, it's happening from the 17th to 19th June, and it's going to be power packed. It's going to be power packed. Our 2026 program, in terms of our training and capacity building program, is also ready. And for those we've been working with, we've already shared copies with you. If you're here and you would want a copy of our 2026 program for the MGA Consulting, please send us a message, reach out to us, and we'll be happy to share a copy with you. But let me go to the statements. And the first one comes from Godfred Kluger. Godfred Kluger. Now, Godfred says that one challenge that makes me broke in January is when I travel to the village. You may budget for an amount, but when you go to the village, you see so many people coming for help. Some of their problems are health issues that cannot be ignored. This always keeps me broke after my return. But I have picked nuggets to navigate this situation. Is there anything else you want to add to him? Mr. Mante, you are muted.
My apologies. I am excited that he said that he's picked nuggets already.
Yeah.
What I can add to it is that, look, let's go all out and help. And remember that I mentioned the 5 areas of planning. I also mentioned giving back to society, helping the less privileged. So go all out. But take note that you may not be able to solve all the problems of the village.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and Jesus made an interesting statement that may sound unfortunate, but he said the poor you always have with you.
Yeah.
So he said the poor you always have with you. So you may not be able to solve the entire village problem. Do what you can, genuinely. But of course, you cannot also end up sacrificing your future because you want to solve people's problems today.
Yeah.
As you solve the problems, you need to plan for your own future as well. So that will be what I want to add to the nuggets he's picked already.
Okay. We have Irene Kwabu, who's been consistent since we started this program. Irene says that if someone hasn't planned ahead, what is the quickest and most effective way to create a realistic December budget? If the person hasn't planned already, for someone already in debt, how can they balance celebrating Christmas while still focusing on repayment? This is double-barreled.
Thank you. So for someone who has not planned already, what are some of the quickest things the person can do? I think that one, you need to face the reality. The reality is that you haven't planned already. And we have told you that if you don't handle this well, January will be a long month for you. So if you haven't planned already, look at what can be done. Keep it simple as much as possible. And if you have children, you have family, you can tell them that, look, I went into this webinar and I realized that if we are not careful, we will not be able to pay your school fees in January. If you have to choose between enjoying the Christmas and January, you cannot go to school. Which one will you choose? have engagement with the children. Be open about the conversation on this. And promise them 2026. Let them know that 2026, I'm going to plan. And the things we couldn't do this year, next year, we're going to have this good time. We'll do A, B, C, D. And you make sure that children don't like promises. When you promise, you make sure that you deliver. So once you are promising 2026, plan early so that you can deliver on your promise. So, I mean, if you didn't plan ahead, it is what it is. You didn't plan ahead. So cut your coat according to what is left and not even according to your size. If your size is big and what is left is small, you may have to wear a petticoat. It's as simple as that. I think there was a second part of the question.
She was also even saying that for someone already in debt, how can they celebrate Christmas? Should Christmas be celebrated at all costs?
Christmas can be celebrated, but you see how much you spend. Let me give you an example. If you mentioned Kempinski, so whether Kempinski or wherever, you go and sit there and you buy a bottle of malt or Fanta and whatever, and you pour in 2 glasses with your spouse or with your lover with some granite on the side, and you enjoy the music, you are still celebrating Christmas. There are places where you can have live band. You can go and enjoy the music and dance. Celebrating Christmas does not mean it must be expensive. Of course, if you're a Christian and you're going to have the Christmas convention and all that, go to church and dance properly. Go and dance. It's part of the Christmas celebration. So if you are in
that would be
already,
a poverty dance.
don't worsen your situation. It's okay. Eventually, you will get out of the situation. Because you see, the thing is, people try to borrow their way out of debt and they worsen their situation.
Okay.
It's a difficult truth, but don't use this Christmas to worsen your situation. That will be my response to her question. Irene, that will be my response to your question.
Yeah. And then there's Isaac Nyami, and Isaac Nyami said, can't wait for the session. And he was referring to when you said that in 2026, if we could invite, you'll be happy to come back to come and talk about retirement. And Isaac is saying that they cannot wait. So, Alberta, please, let's book it as soon as possible. And I think that the financial planning we even need it at the beginning of the year, so that because we should have done this at the beginning of the year, people would have planned. So Alberta, if you are listening, please let's take note about it. Isaac Nyami is waiting for it, so I'm also waiting for it. I have a whole notes I have here, especially the phrases that I must use. Now we have Betha Odro, who says that how can individuals turn festive bonuses into long-term financial gains? You know, usually Christmas organization or end of year organization will pay bonus. How does she turn those bonuses into long-term financial gain?
Thank you, Mr. Abbiw. So in my teachings, one of the things I recommend is pay yourself and invest all windfalls. You need to learn to pay yourself every month. What I mean is that what you call your salary is not for you. Because what you call the so-called salary, your landlord, if you pay rent, will take part of it. That money is not for you. If you have children who go to school, the school owner will take part. If you have a car, the fuel station will take part, or the gas station will take part. If you are not careful, you will be one of those who earn money only to distribute the money. So you become a center of redistribution. So you work hard, you make money only to distribute the money. So what we are teaching here is that learn to pay yourself every month and invest all windfall. A windfall is any money you can live your life without. Any money, two things, money you can live your life without, money you have not budgeted to receive. It's not in your budget. If it's not in your budget, that money is not for spending. That money is for investment. That money is for your future. When we do, if we have the opportunity to do the January session, if there's opportunity to do financial planning, one of the things I'll talk about is Operation 1 million. How the average Ghanaian can make your first million Ghana cedis. And some of the things you need towards your Operation 1 million are things like the 13th month, are things like bonus, because it gives you a
Yeah.
certain lump sum you can dump into your journey to make your first million Ghana cedis. Then once you make your first million Ghana cedis, the rest is going to be history. And it's not complicated at all. Mr. Abbiw, I started talking about Operation 1 million in
Years ago.
2016.
Yes.
Between 2016 and now, I've lost count of the number of people who have crossed their 1 million. You know, so if you have a lump 13th month, bonus, whatever, rent allowance, money that you can live your life without, push it into investment. Don't let it tempt you, because you are using it to buy your future. So my response to Better's question is that put it to investment. And of course, I am the managing director of EDC. I am excited to help you. I mean, if you came on board, yeah.
Yeah. One of the things is you have a client. Myself, I need to come for consultation. Immediately. I until now I thought that maybe what I was doing was crazy, because I have multiple savings accounts. I do Momo, I do 3 levels of retirement savings with retirement. What's the name? The pension companies. I have my personal one. I have the family one. So I thought it was a bit crazy. I was saving all over the place, but so I need to come and see you, and I would advise anybody who's on the call. This is a good time.
I have like 10 accounts. I have like 10
so
investment accounts.
accounts.
There is money dedicated on a monthly basis. It makes life easy. It doesn't make it complicated.
Yeah. Yeah. I have investment account for car, for vehicle, investment account for this, investment account for that. Then I have an investment account for Christmas. In the past,
like that.
In the past, we're using the Susu box, and then I got to know about the Yellow Save, MTN Yellow Save. So now I use the Yellow Save as my Susu box, and that helps. Now I have a question from Betha again. Says, with increased mobile money use during the season, what steps ensure safe and secure transaction?
But right now you are turning me into a technology consultant. This one, I think that as much as possible, this is what I do. I don't leave a lot of money on my mobile money. I don't leave a lot of money. I rather want to move money bank to mobile money when I need to do that, and always double check when you are spending money. Don't let anybody call you and say they are calling from Momo office and your PIN must be changed and you need to provide some information. Don't do any transaction where people solicit for information from you on the phone. Tell the person you will come to their office as much as possible. So this would be my response to the question, because the fraudsters must also enjoy Christmas, and if you allow them, they will defraud you for their Christmas.
Yes. There's a question on LinkedIn, and it's from Jonas Beidou. Now, Jonas says that my question is that what are some of the best or interesting investments that you can recommend?
Oh, thank you. I mean, Treasury bill was doing very well, but right now Treasury bill is underwater. Rates are between 10-11% or so. At this moment, we have what we call the EDC, fixed income sub account, and then we have the EDC money market sub account. These are 2 funds for people who are extremely conservative, and so far it's generated returns higher than the Treasury bill returns. So these are, and they are also flexible in the sense that you can add money anytime. In fact, the fixed income fund, I think with 100 cedis you can start. Anytime you have 20 cedi, 50 cedi, you can add up, and you can even use Momo to be adding up. So there are short codes you can use. So it's that flexible. I've seen people who can invest 3 times a day, 4 times a day. They have some 100 cedis in their Momo, they push it to investment. They have some 200, they push it to investment. So I would recommend the EDC money market fund or the EDC fixed income fund. Those who are looking at a bit long term, who can take a bit of volatility, then I'll recommend the balance fund. As a balance fund invests not only in Ghana, but we invest in the US as well, and we do some shares. So the balance fund is great, just that it can be volatile when the stock market is not doing too well, or when the currency misbehaves, it can be volatile. But let's not do it all here. We don't charge any money. You can come to us. We are in the EcoBank head office, second floor, or you go to any EcoBank any EcoBank branch that you want to do EDC, and they will help you. At the end of the session, if you permit me, I can also put our contact center number out for those who want to call us. Mr. Abbiw, I'll hand it over to you.
Okay. But let me ask, is it on, is there an app for it? Can I sign up?
We had an app.
Okay.
You can sign up on an app, but there is an online portal you can use to sign on.
Okay.
Where you can complete your application, everything on the portal there.
So
I'm listening, Mr. Abbiw.
Is it?
I lost you.
Yeah, I was asking, how do you do the top-ups? You have to physically come and
topping
top
up, you can walk to any EcoBank branch. You can walk to any EcoBank branch to top up. If you're an EcoBank customer, you can use the EcoBank mobile app to top up. If you are not an EcoBank customer for any bank, you can still use your bank app to top up. You can use Momo to top up. So you can do the in-person, you can use the mobile apps, the bank's mobile apps, and you can use Momo to do top ups as well.
Okay. So that answers, I think, Better's third question, which was what investment or saving opportunities should people consider during the holiday period? So, Better, I think that answers you. I have Charles Dakwa, who says that, good afternoon, everyone. Very insightful session. Please, how can Ghanaian families balance festive spending with smart financial planning to enjoy a stress-free Christmas and a stable January? I think that is what we have gone through. Yeah.
That's what we've done. Charles, get the recording and watch it over and over.
Yeah.
If your wife is not here, let your wife watch it as well.
And the good thing is that we will be sharing the recording to every single participant and even our broader network. So, Charles, you get the recording and please, you take a listen to it. Godfred Kluger says that data is another thing consuming our money. We should not download every video. And I think Godfred is trying to advise everybody who's online that data is consuming your money. If you look at the amount of money you spend on data, if you had saved it, Christmas would have been very enjoyable to you. I have Bright Austin Hammond also, bringing in a question, says that I mostly work during Xmas, so I don't really get the chance to spend the money I earn. This actually gives me more money to spend in January. So that is good for you. I think that's also another strategy. Find some job to do. In December, and then
be busy, so you are not available.
You don't have. You're available. That's a smart one. So Jonas also says that let me check. I think we still have time. So Jonas Baidu is also sent another question on LinkedIn. And he says that I know great managers, etc., that stake bet, the betting. However, if you say best use of borrowing money is by investing it or use it to do something that generates income or profit, then what is your take on this, or those who borrow to stake bet, basically gambling? He wants your take on the people who borrow to stake a bet, and is betting an investment, because he seems to be equating betting to.
Betting is not an investment. I won't consider betting an investment for the simple reason that it does not guarantee coming back. Unlike investment, where you know that I'm putting money away, and I mean there is enough history to let you know that you are. You see, savings means you are keeping the money, you are not spending. Investment means you are committing the savings to work, to generate returns for you.
Yeah.
So if you put money in a bet and you are not sure the money will come back, I will not call it an investment. I don't bet because I am a financial planner. I believe in doing things that I am sure will bring back my money. I don't believe in doing things that may bring back money, huge money, or I may not get anything out of that money. So and it's also addictive for a number of people. When they start, they cannot stop, and they will keep pushing money into it. We've seen stories. I mean, I don't know, Mr. Abbiw, if you've seen that. I saw a story of a gentleman who was a general manager of a company, went into betting. You know, the thing is that you win some. And when he won some, he went deeper into it until a point where he used company money for betting and he lost his job. He sold his house for betting. This is somebody sharing his story. So I don't bet. If you want to bet, I wish you the best. But it's
No,
I won't consider it.
I would not wish. As an insurer, you know, I have an insurance brokerage firm. I currently have a case in hand where, you know, the staff basically used the company revenues to go and stake a bet and lost. And you know, the person was arrested, and you know, the entire life. And as I speak to you now, the family is paying for that debt. And you can just imagine the old father and mother. So betting is totally out of the equation when we are looking at investments. I have Ernest Boafu. Ernest Boafu says that at what age would you consider starting an investment? When should people start investing?
Yesterday.
No, but I think that he's looking at, okay, when you are 18 years or when you are 20 years or when you are 5 years.
I'm coming to that.
Or when you are 30.
I am coming to that.
Yes.
My last one is 10 years. He has already started investing. Okay. But when the person is not 18, because they are a minor, they cannot invest themselves. So the investment is in my name in trust for him. But periodically he will tell me, he will ask me that I need my statement. When you are coming home, please, can you bring my investment statement? I want to see how much money I have made. And I have to get the statement
before daddy becomes funny with the money.
You know, one time, one of the boys, I went to his room, and it was around midnight, and he wasn't on his bed. So I was like, "What is this, young? Where is this young man?" So I opened the bathroom door. He was in the bathroom. He was sitting on the floor. So what is happening? So I'm counting my money. I mean, he was counting his money, but he wanted to count it at the time that nobody will see.
We'll see. Nobody will come and interfere.
No. Quietly.
This boy is going to be like the dad.
We went to the mall.
Yeah.
The next day we went to the Achimota Mall. He saw some funny shades that he said I should buy for him. I said, no problem. You counted money yesterday. So we'll use some of your money to buy. And you have given your money to me to go and invest for you. I said, oh, if it is his money, then he doesn't like it.
He'll know where
but if it is my money, he's not interested. If it is my money, then it's not a problem. So as young as the children can understand investment, let's introduce them to investment. Okay. You know, my last one, who is 10, Sunday, had an assignment to perform. And I told him, look, if you do a good job, you have 100 CDs. When I told him that, he it's like something has happened. He didn't know what to do. He overly exceeded my expectation. So I doubled it up for him. And this is money he's sending straight into his investment, building up something for his future already. Yes. So as long as the person is not 18, parents can do for them. But anybody who is 18 years or above, you are an adult already. So you need to start now. David Chilton says the best time to plant an oak tree, if you want to see the benefits of a tree, you should have planted it 20 years ago. If you made a mistake 20 years ago, the next best time you need to plant a tree is today. And I say the time you should have started investing was 20 years ago. If you made a mistake 20 years ago, then the best time you need to do it is today and not even tomorrow.
So I have Cindy who is saying that thank you so much for this session. It is insightful. I'm currently a student and would And what would you recommend for me if I want to start investing towards my future? Thank you. But let me add some few to it, and then we'll take it as one, because Charles
Yes, sir.
Baining says that there are a lot of young entrepreneurs and graduates I know who are looking for little capital to start something on their own. In the coming year, in the absence of high employment rate, what sources of capital generation would you recommend? And then I have Cynthia, the one who was asking for, and that's why I said you should wait. The one who was asking for where he should invest, and where to start. Say that, must I open an account with EcoBank before I can invest in EDC?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Abbiw. So I'll try to take all the three. One is Cindy. Cindy, I'm excited for you already that you're a student and you are thinking about investment. Thanks to Mr. Abbiw and his team for putting this together. Or Cindy, you'll be a millionaire. You'll be a millionaire. When you make the money, remember
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Well, yeah, it won't be bad when you call me one day, you say you want to meet myself and Mr. Abbiw, and you give us $100,000 each. We'll be happy with that. So, Cindy, you are
Cindy, I'm saying amen. No. Remember, I said amen.
So, Cindy, you can start now. I mean, 50 cedis, 100 cedis, you can start, and we can build it up little by little. There was a question I missed, a person who asked about the young entrepreneurs who would need some little, Charles, who will need some little money into their business. Where should they get this money from? The first area I would recommend is family and friends. Yeah, family and friends. But you need to build a reputation where people can trust you. If you are not a man of your word, if you are not a woman of your word, people will not take you serious. If you're a man of your word, a woman of your word, and you are committed to the things you say you will do, people will come through for you and help you. So it's family and friends. And you see, if you're an entrepreneur here, one of the subject matters, and for all of us here, one of the things you may underestimate is the power of networking. You need to build huge network, because network makes it easy for people to invest money in your business. They are not investing into your business because they are even expecting a profit from you, because they have a relationship with you. So if you're a young entrepreneur, one of the areas I will encourage you to pay attention to is to build network. Be deliberate about building network. And the way you build network is to be available for people, is to be willing to serve, is to go the extra mile for people. Don't talk to people only when you need money. And be honest. When somebody gives you 1,000 cedis and you give feedback that I'll pay back in a week, make sure you pay within a week. It makes it easy to ask for 5,000. If you pay, it makes it easy to ask for 10,000. If you pay, it makes it easy to ask for 100,000. So be honest. So, Charles, I would say that let's look at family and friends and build your network. Once you build your network, if you help people, people will also be there to help you. And to Cynthia, you don't need an EcoBank account to start investing with EDC. Of course, if you have an EcoBank account, it makes it easy. Anytime you are making a withdrawal, it's instant. Once you will debit you, immediately account is credited. So it makes it easy. But it's not a prerequisite. You don't need to be an EcoBank account holder before you can invest with EDC. Ms. Abbiw, I will hand it over to you at this point.
Okay, so I want to take a last one, and then you give us your closing, statement. So we go. The last one is from Grace Abbiw on LinkedIn, and Grace says that hello, sir. Can you please advise us some recommendation for someone who wants to invest in stocks? So I think Grace wants to invest in stocks, and he's asking if you have any advice for them.
Yeah, if you want to invest in stocks, that is great. Number one, you must be a long-term thinker, somebody who is looking at the long term than the short term. Or stocks are for the long term rather than short term. Number two, you must be somebody who can take some volatility. It can be great. You can make fantastic returns, but it can also be volatile. Number three, which will be the final statement, talk to a stockbroker for advice. I don't want to recommend particular stocks because there are questions your broker will ask before they will guide you and recommend particular stocks to you. Thank you.
Thank you. So any last words for us?
Sure. Last words for you. It's been great. Let me thank Mr. Abbiw and your team for this opportunity. Please celebrate Christmas with us starting January broke. There are about 3 or 4 statements I want to make as my closing statement. Celebrate Christmas with us starting January broke. That is number 1. Number 2, Christmas should leave us with beautiful memories, not broken finances. Let me repeat that. Christmas must leave us with beautiful memories and not broken finances. A disciplined December gives birth to a peaceful January. Christmas should bless your heart and not break your finances. So this is what I would say. And those who want to start Operation 1 million, your journey towards 1 million, if you contact us, I am passionate. I see what we are doing in EcoBank beyond just working for a bank. I also see it as serving humanity, helping to change the destinies of people. If you want, you can use the word ministry. It's like doing ministry in a bank. So please, summary, plan before you spend, live within your means, avoid the festive borrowings as much as possible, save something for January, don't compete with anybody. Joy is not measured in money. You need to take note of that. A disciplined December gives birth to a peaceful January. Christmas should bless your heart, not break your finances. You want to start investing, start your journey towards 1 million. Please, we will help you. I am of the strong conviction that it won't be the last time we are meeting. And together with Mr. Abbiw and his team, we can make more impact and change lives. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mante. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. It's been truly a blessing to have you here. I have learned a lot. I have written a lot. There's a lot that I need to do. Key amongst them is the phrases that you gave us. That's what I'm going to use it. And then you have the strategies you gave us. The areas to plan, it's very, insightful, and we are appreciative for your time, and thank you. And definitely, I'm believing that we would have you again next year, January. Alberta, we can't have it as good as that. So if Mr. Mante wants to come, me, I'm in support of that. The rest is left up to you.
I have my January topic already, but I think Mr. Mante is convincing us. So definitely.
Yeah, he's not convincing. I am the convinced one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
I'm in trouble. The way I better
thank you
can
very
give
much.
pressure.
So sometimes people think I'm the one who has power, but you see, I don't have any power like that. So Alberta, over to you.
Thank you very much,
Thank
boss.
you very much. And then I will sign off.
Yes.
Alberta.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bringing up this topic, I was so confident that with who we have on, it's going to be so exciting and impactful. I have been in the office here, and my colleagues coming in here are so excited about these topics. And for the want of better words, punchlines that Mr. Mante has been giving us. So it will be in the right direction to have him on next year in January so that we can also start the year smoothly. So, Mr. Mante, thank you so much. Thank you. This will be so helpful this December. And then January is going to be 1 month as usual, not the 3 months that we have in our heads. So, thank you, everyone. By this, I announced our next webinar for 2026, and it's happening on 21st January. So please mark your calendars. And I mean, today we are fortunate. We are announcing the guest already, and it will still be with Mr. Paul Kofi Mante. So please mark your calendars. We'll be here with good financial decisions to start the year, and the time will remain 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. On this note, I appreciate each and everyone on this platform. Today, I want to mention names because most of you have stayed with us throughout the year, and we say that thank you very much. We have the likes of Roland Castro, we have the likes of Emmanuel Ofori, Janet Apia, Gifty Okai. We love you so much. It's been one full year, and most of you, especially someone like Irene Kwabu, has not missed any of our sessions. And we promise to bring you very beautiful and wonderful sessions as we enter into the new year. On this note, I take the opportunity to wish you all a very Merry Christmas in advance. We are spending this Christmas without entering January broke. So therefore, we say a very big thank you to our clients and each and every one. We can't say thank you enough, but we would have to end here. We are so grateful to you. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye, Alberta and team. So